lives of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva remembered here before kickoff. So the standout fixture of the opening weekend of a new Premier League season. There were 32 points between these two teams last time around, restoring credibility, rising up the Premier League table. What this season is all about for Manchester United, who hope that this finally is the start of something new, something that will bring success back to one of the world's grandest football clubs. For Arsenal this season, all about ending that long wait that now stands at 21 years since they went invincible. Can they finally get their hands back on the Premier League trophy? Huge occasion and a match to savour here this afternoon.
It absolutely is, and I'm just looking at this man on paper, and they look like they could give anybody a test. They look decent on paper last season, and they didn't deliver. But this is now a new season and a new beginning for Ruben Amorim.
Arsenal looking to immediately begin brightly here. If you are watching Premier League Data Zone for the first time with us today, you'll have rolling stats down the right-hand side of your screen for the players, team stats across the bottom. After 10 minutes, they become specific to this game, as the player map in the bottom right will attract your eyes more often than you think. All the data, all the metrics right here to explain what's happening and why here on Premier League Data Zone. And Arsenal looking here to wind up the long throw with Calafiori.
This season, and great touch by Bruno.
His first chance to show the Old Trafford crowd what he's all about here. Brian Mbeumo nudges it forwards and doesn't quite work out this time as he looked to link up with Matches Cunha. Ben White across to mop up the danger.
He picked out the wrong option there because an arm across the face of Martin Zubimendi, but the touch was terrific. The referee didn't see it, but maybe to try to pick up Cunha when Mason Mount was in acres of space down that left-hand side. It's going to be interesting, Andy, looking at last season's stats. They're stats that Ruben Amorim will want to forget and want to start from scratch. But Arsenal's stats will far outweigh those of Man United because they were so much better defensively in terms of pressing, in terms of possession. But look at United pressing now with Mbeumo and Cunha.
Hesitation there by William Saliba as Brian Mbeumo look to cash in. Well, he looks confident, doesn't he, on this Old Trafford stage?
Yeah, it's a good start for him. Down this right-hand side, they'll want to feed him as often as possible. If you look at the pitch map as well, you'll see United at the back, they've gone man for man. They couldn't do that last year. They had to go with a spare man. They've gone man for man. They want to apply the high press. 3 against 3 at the back. Euro Delict, I'm sure, should be able to handle that if United want to be really impressive going forward.
Possession picked up by Mason Mount. The wide areas are going to be so important here this afternoon. Interesting that Ricardo Calafiori got the nod over Miles Lewis-Skelly. Plenty of talking build up to this game as well.
Variation potentially there, of course. They've got a rather useful player waiting to come off the bench. I would have thought, Connor, at some point we're going to see Benjamin Šeško.
There's an enormous weight of pressure resting on the shoulders of Šeško, and of course Viktor Gyökeres, who does start for Arsenal. Between them, those two scored a combined 75 goals for their old clubs last season. Fernandes looking for Dorgan, crossing in quickly. Ben White, Mateusz Cunha scored against Arsenal 2 seasons ago for his old team Wolves. This is Luke Shaw, off to an injury-free campaign. Start from Ben White, and this time enjoying a free kick.
Yeah, another player that will want to stay injury-free as well.
These sides have met 3 times last season in all competitions. Arsenal won the league game at the Emirates in December. It was 1-1 here at Old Trafford in the return Premier League game. Manchester United beat Arsenal on penalties in the FA Cup in January. Free kick from Bruno Fernandes. Lacked height and power it required. Manchester United, who may have home advantage today, but the win probability computer favours the visitors. Saka. Challenged by Shaw. Warm applause for that across Old Trafford for the Manchester United fans. The Croatian pursuit of Delente. Good strength. It's off, throws down. Good industry again from Luke Shaw.
Yeah, snapping back. Gyökeres went shoulder to shoulder with Delente. It's a good play from Luke Shaw. I think for Arsenal, Declan Rice and Substitution important, those two today. Absolutely in sync with each other. Making sure that, yes, they can get forward, particularly Declan Rice, at the right time. Also just giving Arsenal that solid base when they don't have the ball.
Ideas clearance towards Mount. Boomer's made a run here. What a pass from Mason Mount. Brian Mbeumo with a shot on target, but never really troubling David Raya.
Yeah, thumbs up from Mbeumo to Mason Mount. There's another sloppy ball that Arsenal just about get away with. It's a really good ball that from Mason Mount. Just gave Mbeumo that chance to get the shot away. Not quite enough power in it.
Simon Hooper is the referee in charge today. He's not shown a Premier League red card yet in the calendar year 2025.
Odegaard this time who's snapping away. You're going to get a fair bit of that early on, first game of the season, understandably. You want to get close, you want to get tight, you want to deny space and time to any of your opponents.
Still being forced to making heavy challenges in the opening 10 minutes here. The Manchester United team who've started brightly. Substitution. £60 million of Real Sociedad, Arsenal's most expensive new recruit this summer. Fancies it. Well, in the opening weekend of the season, stranger things have happened, but it did feel a bit optimistic from Patrick Dorgu, looking for his first ever Manchester United goal. His mind's probably running through every scenario here, from a dream start to a disaster, everything up for grabs as things stand. Ronaldo's only won 7 Premier League games as Manchester United head coach so far. Strong on Dorgu.
Did catch him there a bit as well, so of course wanted to compete for the ball, and the ball was sort of bobbling around, but he certainly just caught Patrick Dorgu there. I think Simon Hooper just saying, careful. Yes, 2 or 3 times Manchester United have turned Arsenal around. They've had good runners in those wider areas. Mbeumo made that nice run with the pass from Mount. That time it's Dorgu. The right sharp box, he just didn't catch it. But you get the chance from this Bruno Fernandes corner now to apply more pressure.
For Bruno Fernandes, well dealt with by a lot of bodies around him there. That's excellent distribution. Odegaard for Saka. Big challenge from Wilson back, and the old Trafford crowd really liked that.
Yeah, big challenge and an important one, Connor, too, because that was a really fast break from Arsenal. Excellent work from the goalkeeper. In the end, if Saka skips past him out there, Arsenal could have been in business, but really good challenge.
Mason Mount has only had 13 Premier League starts in 2 campaigns as a Manchester United player. Did start the final 4 Premier League matches of last season. They were very much bodies into the thinking of head coach Ruben Amorim. No urgency here for Ben White, waiting for the ultimate moment. Gabriel. Couldn't get a clean touch. Yoro shuffling it back to Bayern Deer.
Yeah, not taking any chances, the goalkeeper there, just putting his foot through it.
Big day for him. Big stage. Big pressure. Big responsibility. Gabriel. Manchester United not shirking out of the big challenges. Bruno. Good industry though from Gyökeres to get it back for Arsenal. And here is Gabriel Martinelli. Just coming back up the defence over to Inggris Manchester a moment ago. So far, all the new signings are looking bright and sharp. Calafiori. Straight to Bruno Fernandes. See if he touches the penalty area though. This is Martin Odegaard. Gets away from Euro, stopped by Delict for an Arsenal corner.
Wasn't a good ball that Bruno Fernandes dropped off to his teammate there in the box. I think here this one's got to go. He ends up with Lenny Yoro in a lot of bother. Odegaard picks it up, skips past a couple of challenges, and De Ligt gets across to smother that.
Arsenal's prowess in corner kicks is one of their strongest strengths last season. But all pre-season to work on new routines. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve here. This players much deeper than they would have been last season. Look at that whole line on the edge of the penalty area.
It's interesting. It's new.
In they go. Rice. Deer couldn't keep it out. Calafiori heads. Arsenal celebrate the opening goal at Old Trafford. It's another Arsenal goal from a corner. Bayern Deer couldn't push it clear.
Well, the goalkeeper certainly didn't look comfortable dealing with it. Simon Hooper hasn't really gone anywhere since the ball's gone in the back of the net. The referee has just been in discussion with the United boys literally since the ball crossed the line. I don't think he's totally convinced either. Let's have a look. Saliba, it looks like, who's in and around him. I don't think he does enough to disturb the goalie. I don't. I think that's a little bit flimsy from the goalkeeper. I really do. It may well be that Saliba gets penalised for that. I think United will be lucky if they do.
Goalkeepers show up in a protected species, but there's no arm wrapped around the goalkeeper. Saliba's presence, sure, but this goal is going to stand. Ricardo Calafiori, who scored twice in the Premier League last season, gives Mikel Arteta an excellent start, considering how well Manchester United had done in open play.
Yes, 10 minutes, United been the better team. Mount. First time Arsenal loaded it into the box with all those big guys in their set plays. The delivery is always useful. India never looked totally comfortable in dealing with it, did he? Again, a lot of traffic around the goalkeeper. I do think sometimes teams create more problems for their goalies by the amount of people they put around him.
No free kick for Arsenal there.
Yeah, those numbers show that United actually have been nice and brisk out of the blocks. They're one down.
Fiore, who enjoys his trips to the spot of the world, scored a wonderful goal against Manchester City that season. Luke Shaw. Arsenal have now gone 5 seasons in a row without any silverware. Delighted to be in front here in the opening game of the Premier League. Bruno Fernandes is saying that he was fouled here, and the referee is going to agree with them, it looks like. Free kick to Manchester United right on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area.
I think it was Martin Zubimendi that tracked the run of Bruno. It looks like he's been adjudged for being a bit clumsy, just hitting Bruno in the back. Again, he's challenging for it, but just maybe catches Bruno a little bit. Referee very quick to give that.
Accomplished international Martin Zubimendi, but this is his first taste of Premier League. This is very much Bruno Fernandes territory. Tejas Cunha coming over to perhaps point out he scored a few of these for Wolves last season, but he ain't the sheriff this time, not yet.
Difficult for this from this sort of range sometimes to hit it hard enough to get that over the wall, and of course there's big guys in that wall. Sometimes a little shift a few yards and might be the better idea, but it's not easy for Bruno from here.
Bruno Fernandes who scored against Arsenal in the FA Cup and in the Premier League last season. This one clatters into a strong Arsenal wall. Zubimendi. Tennis continues with Odegaard and then Shaw. Bucharest. Odegaard. Wonderful feed from Martin Odegaard. He's fouled. Free kick to Arsenal.
They've lost their composure a little bit, United, since the goal's gone in. Ball's been bobbling around all over the place and they can't really get a grip of it. Nice footwork from Odegaard. Luke Shaw commits to that challenge of never getting there.
Arsenal scored with their last attacking set piece. There was much to be cautioned here from a Manchester United point of view.
Yeah, goes without saying. You can go one down, of course, gradually find your way back into a game. Concede again against a strong team, and all of a sudden you find making life very difficult for yourself.
Targets Declan Rice to aim at here. Bucharest is peeled away to the far post to where it comes. It's the goalkeeper by India. Free kick has been given to Manchester United.
Yeah, just trying to deny by India there, of course. Especially with the goalkeepers now, they can only hang on to it for that 8 seconds. Players will try and delay them.
Ahead of Saliba. Quiet place in 90. Manchester City away in the Manchester derby. It's a difficult start to fixtures for Ruben Amorim. Manchester United could have played 3 of last season's top 4 in their opening 5 games this campaign. Saliba towards Gyökeres. Uses his strength. Foul from De Ligt. Turns De Ligt to turns 26 on Tuesday. Into Gyökeres, who's got a wonderful record of scoring in the opening league game of a new season. Last 4 years in a row he's done it. Did it in his last 2 years in Coventry. Did it in his 2 seasons in Portugal as well. Finding the back of the net in the opening league game of a campaign. Here's Martinelli, great feed, Calafiori, he's got 2 inside, but the flag is up on the far side and Arsenal are off.
Great run from Ricardo Calafiori. Really positive work from him. It's the league 2 steps, you know, and I tell you, the far side, Luke Shaw, that's close. That is very, very close. They get the benefit, the flag goes up, but that would have been very tight. Had that flag have not gone up, Calafiori would have had 2 unmarked Arsenal teammates in the box.
This one's towards Kulia, marshalled by Saliba. Fernandez, he's got options here. Threading through to Mbomo, intercepted by Gabriel. Rice, actually doesn't do anything fancy. Arteta, who's already enjoyed 7 wins over Manchester United in his managerial career, all 7 in Premier League games. Calafiori, one of those goals separates the teams. Subimendi back to Gabriel. Subimendi's position, and he allows Declan Rice and Odegaard to push a little bit more forward.
It does at the right time, yeah, when they've got good possession. Declan Rice in particular, Connor can just have a think about travelling a bit further forward. And they lose it, it's his responsibility a little more than Odegaard to get back and provide a screen for their back 4, but since the goal, they've been much the better team, Arsenal. Keeping the ball nicely. United have just lost their way.
There's Subimendi, looking for options. Picking out Gyökeres, 2 new signings combining. Saka onside. Manchester United appealing that the Brazilian was fouled. The on-field referee's call is no foul.
Yeah, it's careless that from David Raya. Once he tries to chop that back onto his left foot, then Cunha is going to go very tight and very close to pinching. He's a lucky boy there, the goalkeeper.
Manchester not a part of the world renowned for its sunshine, but it was right in the eyes of David Raya today. Down on the furthest forward for Manchester United. Cleared away by Gabriel.
For United in this little period now, where they know they've started nice and bright, they've just gone off the ball a little bit. Casemiro and Bruno want to get on that ball a little bit more and start feeding people 10 and 20 yards rather than balls like that, over 40 and 50, which far more easier for Saliba and Gabriel to cut out.
To Odegaard, stopped by Casemiro. Mbomo, 2-on-2. With Matthäus Cunha for company. Ibumo! Corner.
That's an excellent ball from Casemiro to release Bruno. Really good challenge on Odegaard. Picks his head up, switches it beautifully right into the path of Bruno. Nice first touch. Now you've got that classic 2v2. Always going to try and drive in on the left foot, but just doesn't really create enough of an angle. Gabriel makes himself extremely big and does enough.
Arsenal's goal came from a corner. What can Manchester United do with this? Bucharest. Now Mount. Calafiori. Last time Manchester United went behind in a Premier League game and came back to win was in February. They did it against Ipswich Town. It's a good charge forward from Ben White. Picks out Saka. Don't want to give him room there. Martinelli. Through the legs of Casemiro.
Yes. Was a bit weak, wasn't it, in the end? Nice move, good run. Ben White down that right side. And exactly the right ball from Saka to Gabriel Martinelli. Just didn't make the most of it.
First Swede to play for Arsenal in the Premier League. The last one was Kim Kallstrom a decade or so ago. Arsenal hoping that they solve their striker conundrum. Mount. Continually looking for Ibumo. He continues to provide a threat. Dallo, was he on the side? Flag has gone up. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Diogo Dallo had strayed.
Yeah, just then Bruno delayed that ball to him. Yeah, too much. That's exactly what Diogo Dallo is saying. It's a great run. Do you know, again, I think, look, Dallo, in sprinting back, drags other Arsenal players back there as well. Sometimes, you know, you're better off letting these forwards get on with it. It's one-on-one initially when he gets that ball there in Bruno.
He must wait in the sidelines. Too many Manchester United fans expecting to see a Premier League debut from the start today for Benjamin Šeško, the new signing from Leipzig. Tall, talented, and tipped from the top.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing him in a United shirt this season. Very talented, as you say, a good technical striker. Strikes the ball beautifully.
Yoro. Casemiro has been neat and tidy so far. Gets it back from Ibumo. Knew where Dorgu was. It's the sort of petrol that Ruben Amorim wants to see more of. Bruno Fernandes. Ibumo. Dorgu. Challenged in the air by Ben White. Saka. Arsenal brave, emboldened by the 1-0 lead they hold. Gabriel meant to kick that out. It was supposed to be a pass for Calafiori. Bravery is one thing, but there's a time and a place.
Yeah. Pressure from United there.
Matthäus Cunha, challenged by Martin Odegaard. This is Gabriel Martinelli. Cheers from Manchester United fans as Arsenal's pass goes astray.
Yeah, that's a let-off. It's careless from Martinelli. Another good opportunity there to counter.
A new face in the Arsenal technical area this season, Gabriel Ince, former Argentinian international, former Manchester United player, who has joined as an assistant. He's replaced Carlos Cuesta, who's gone to take over as manager at Parma. To Dorgu, who continues to get plenty space. And takes on the shot and he's hit the post! You simply cannot get any closer than that.
It's a great strike, isn't it? Again, released nice and early, lots of time to think here. Decides to just take a touch and hit it. Why not? Hits it very well. It's hard and true. It's got Raya sprawling to his left. It's not getting it. It's unlucky from Patrick Dorgu. That good effort.
Millimeters away from his first Manchester United goal. Casemiro. Cunha's calling for it. Dallo's arriving in support. Here is Diogo Dallo. Fernandes couldn't quite get there. Mason Mount couldn't quite get there. He's had an impressive start.
He's had plenty of the ball, hasn't he? Diogo Dallo is always looking to charge round him. Another lung-busting run from him there. Having got the ball in the final third, he's got to try and find a red shirt, or at least give someone a better chance than he just did.
Managing to pick that killer pass was a big Achilles heel for Manchester United last season, getting into promising positions, but then using that location well was certainly a problem. Something that Ruben Amorim will be very keen to have ironed out with his new recruits. He's had. Remember, he joined the club during the campaign last season. This is his first proper build-up to it. A new season as Manchester United manager. Bruno Fernandes. Stopped by Saka. Arsenal will love to pounce these break moments. Gyökeres. For Martinelli! Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday, where another Brazilian, Charleston, scored a volley in a similar location to that, but what about this? Matheus Cunha, he's run through them all, and he just couldn't apply the final flourish.
That's a great run. Now, I remember that guy in a Wolves shirt, Matheus Cunha, travelling from one 18-yard box to the other as swiftly as anybody in the Premier League, and that's a really good example there of what he can do. He can just avoid that first challenge and get that ball out of his feet. He's a difficult man to handle.
Still leading 1-0. It's been end-to-end though in recent minutes. Bukayo Saka. They want. For the delivery, too close to the keeper on his left foot. What about this?
Yeah, great run. Look where he picks it up. This is what I'm saying. When he starts to travel, he sees the gap and goes for it. He is very difficult to stop. In the end, Saliba galloping across just forces him to take that shot a little earlier perhaps than he would have liked. It's a really good run that from Cunha. United in terms of attempts are doing okay.
Fernandes looks for Mbeumo again. Managed to find space between Saliba. Gabriel, it's Matheus Cunha who took on the strike. David Raya making the save.
I like that, Connor, when they go early and perhaps a little longer into Mbeumo and Cunha. I think that's good play. Don't be afraid to hit those guys early and give them a chance to chase them. There's a bit more room for them to exploit if you do that. Sometimes when the build-up is a bit slow and predictable, Arsenal can get back in big numbers.
There's Cunha, Ben White, Odegaard. Shaw holding on to Saka there. So persistent holding, the referee happy for it to continue. Bruno Fernandes makes the challenge. Saka doesn't give up though. Great tangle between those two. As the Link's header goes straight to Odegaard. Samira. Opening weekend of the season, and there's been no slow easing into things. This game is counter it. Odegaard. And a quiet deer is covering the correct location.
He's moving with the ball, Martin Odegaard, very swiftly, isn't he? Really nicely picking up those good positions. Plenty of space. I like that, the way he skips past Casemiro. Little deflection, but Bayindir is able to deal with it.
Odegaard, who scored just 3 Premier League goals last season, and want to improve on that tally. He scored far more the previous campaign. Mbeumo is tackled by Martinelli. This is Declan Rice. Subimendi. Odegaard. It's an interesting ball. Flores can keep it in play, which he does, but the flag is raised on the high side, and the Swede was offside as the pass was played.
Just shows you there, though, Gyökeres, how determined he is to chase perhaps lost causes. Got on the end of that pass very quickly.
Conceded will disappoint Manchester United, coming from a corner kick. So renowned for those. United who felt that the goalkeeper had been impeded. Very important goal for Arsenal. This is really Europe.
Needs to shift that ball a little bit quicker there, Lenny Yoro. He's wasted a little too much time.
Mbeumo. Touch from Martinelli as it came in. Here is Martin Odegaard. Now Manchester United need to get back. Nice acceleration from Odegaard, but he can't pick the pass to Martinelli.
They do look threatening, Arsenal, when they pick the ball up, actually deep in their own half and break. They've just got to take a little bit more care with their final pass.
It's making it an entertaining game here. Manchester United must attack. Arsenal enjoy the counter-attack. So we better be careful in some open there. Here's Matheus Cunha. Very close indeed. And he almost struck the match there.
Great play. So dangerous again in and around the edge of the box.
Samira's running back. Mbeumo. Bruno Fernandes. Back from Matheus Cunha. And White was played. Suggestions from more of the fans and the players that Ben White might have handled that on the ground, but Arsenal relieved to get it clear.
Great run that. I mean, such a tight angle from Matheus Cunha, and David Raya gets a brilliant hand to that. Whether or not it was actually going in at the far post, I'm not sure, but goalkeeper certainly has just got to make sure he deals with it. He does exactly that. Fingertips, that's all it takes. It's just enough to divert it away from the goal, but couldn't you frustrated that no one's following in? Others have got to get in and around there.
Matheus Cunha, who scored more Premier League goals last season for Wolves, a combination of goals and assists than any Manchester United player did. So Declan Rice, and now Ben White. Saka. Subimendi. Gets it back from White. Nipat. items from Arsenal. Saka. Subimendi, about as far forward as he's been in the game. Odegaard, looking for the height of Gyökeres. And improved. One side of Calafiori runs around the other. And he tries to do the same trick again on Martinelli.
Yeah, good work, Gabriel Martinelli there, getting back.
Calafiori. Saka. The last touch come off Dorgu there, it did. Corner to Arsenal, which is always a threat.
It is. And this time, the goalkeeper has to take control now. If there's too many people in and around him, then he's got to, by that I mean his own players, move them away. Get him away. Give him a bit of room to come get him. Looks like Bukayo Saka's on the ball here, so it's going to be another in-swinger. See the Arsenal players last season, we saw them stacking up big time at the back post. Now all of a sudden there's more of them around the edge of the box, ready to run in more of a straight line.
They all start to the edge of the area and they all surge towards the 6-yard box. Martinelli was the front post. Odegaard trying to fashion a shot. This is Ben White. Power, no accuracy. Big cheer for the Stretford end. Arsenal unbeaten in the last 14 Premier League away games. Their last defeat on the road in the top flight was in November when they were beaten at Newcastle. Goal separates the teams. Ricardo Calafiori, the first show the yellow card.
Yeah, but grabbing that shirt there, absolutely the right call.
Fiore, Odegaard. Substitution to go to get back into defensive positions. Manchester United push bodies forward.
Just one in the box there. Dorgu's shaping up across. It's only Brian Mbeumo in the back post. Again, got to get more red shirts in and around that danger zone.
Stages of the first half. Manchester United who beat Aston Villa in their final game of last season, but they went through the whole campaign without winning 2 league matches in a row. This is Casemiro. Mount did well to keep it alive there. And there's Cunha. Mount, no room for a shot. It's deep-lying Arsenal defence.
Yep, good Arsenal defending. I like the way whenever Cunha gets the ball in and around the box, he's always moving it. Always looks like he's trying to get it out of his feet very quickly.
To keep it in. The Arsenal goal coming from a corner kick last season. They had 17 Premier League goals from set pieces. And for Manchester United, it's a familiar failing. Last last season, United conceded 15 goals from set pieces. In Bubu, a little bit off balance. Rams tries to adapt. It's not as good as he could do from there.
Yeah, it's unlucky that actually. Didn't give it up though, did he, Mason Mount? He's played well first half. I'm impressed with his performance.
Mason Mount playing against Arsenal for the 10th time in his career. He's never scored against them.
71 miles per hour, just inches the wrong side of the post to get United level.
One thing Manchester United have been able to do so well in this game is to get the ball forward quickly into wide areas when they see space. But here, Matheus Cunha, well, he just ran through the heart of the pitch and nobody could stop him.
No, he created this opportunity for himself and just ran out of steam at the vital moment. Again, he finds the space, he turns, he doesn't see too many options, decides to run at the heart of the Arsenal defence. It just sort of opens up for him. He gets all the way to the edge of the box and you just see him stretching there at the final execution of his shot, and it's an easy save for David Raya. But again, the reason he's been my man of that first half is because he's really threatened the Arsenal goal when he's got on the ball. He's in the box. You think the easy thing is to turn away from goal. No, he turns. Declan Rice doesn't expect him to turn towards goal, and I think this is a really clever finish, but it's an excellent save from David Raya. He's trying to just put that in the far post. And look at it from this angle, this fingertip save from David Raya, which deflects it wide.
So Ruben Amorim makes his way back out at Old Trafford, and you feel to be very happy with much of what his side has done so far here this afternoon, but they find themselves in a losing position, and Arsenal so strong when they get themselves in front away from home. They've lost just one of the last 52 Premier League away games in which they've led at half-time. That defeated Everton all the way back in December 2021. But Matheus Cunha, a player who's prospered so far in this game, really good statistics for him last season in a struggling Wolves team. We've already mentioned about how he overperformed his XG by 6.4 goals last season. He won more fouls in the Premier League in the final third than any other player. Really is a player that looks made for Manchester United, and they'll be hoping that Benjamin Sesko will be introduced at some stage here today. We mentioned, didn't we, Leroy, in the first half a few times when Manchester United just needed someone with that striker's instinct to be in the box.
Yeah, the ball's just gone across that 6-yard line and just a couple of times gone in the box when there's been no one there. And just that presence, you might not score at the first one, but there's somebody just challenging for the ball in around that 6-yard box might create an opportunity for like some Cunha and Bobby.
Really interesting statistic which we saw at half-time. Martin Zubimendi with the most line-breaking passes in the first half. 6 times he managed to do so. We saw, didn't we, when Arsenal just got things going and were able to work their way through the pitch so easily at times.
And we've been impressed by Martin Odegaard's performance, but a lot of it's come from Zubimendi. It just gives him a little bit more in possession. First look when he wins the ball is can he find Odegaard, and he has, and he's been allowed to turn.
Calafiori for Arsenal now. Declan Rice onto Yoker as they've got 5 forward in this attack, Arsenal. Manchester United managed to get the ball away.
Just Arsenal trying to have a little bit more control. We saw the half-time interview from Martin Odegaard. They need to take care of the ball in transition. Maybe just have a little bit more possession. Just keep the ball away from United, strain them a little bit more. Because a little bit, you attack, we attack in that first half. I think they want to control the game still, certainly because they've got the upper hand.
Describe that first half as a little too hectic.
Arteta wants to see from
The first half, they got into some nice areas. Picking the ball up and a half turn and travelling with it. It's very good like that. That's what I think Mikel Arteta will want more of from those around him, to look for him in those areas.
Bluetooth mode.
does have further attacking options on the bench. Leandro Trossard, Noni Madueke, big money signing from Chelsea this summer. Kai Havertz too. Chris beaten to it by Delect.
And you can see that the physical side of the game not a problem to him.
First new signings made by Ruben Amorim as he tries to forge this team.
There's the ball, but it got up there for a throw before it came back in again. For Manchester United, the time for excuses has passed. The time for execution of the game plan has arrived.
Mbuma and Cunha.
Lukaku back to Shaw. Also works between the pair of them. And this is Mason Mount, and that was on target. And away it skids, and out for a goal kick.
Just the run there from Luke Shaw wasn't tracked, I think, by Zubimendi. He cuts that back to Mason Mount. Looked to hit it early.
As you can see, he's wearing his match top there. For a moment we thought he might be getting ready to come on. There's a change here. 6 months since his last goal for Arsenal. Scored against Manchester City in early February, Kai Havertz. Shaw plays it up Saka. Manchester United finished 15th place last season. First finish since promotion to the top flight in 1975. Good pressure from Gyökeres. Gabriel. Rice. Zubimendi. Nice ball. Odegaard. To be his 5th Premier League appearance today for Bayern, the goalkeeper. Mount was not able to keep that in play. Hence a throw into Arsenal.
Again, I think that's careless from United. Bayern giving the ball to Luke Shaw there, and then pointing to him to knock it forward. Well, the goalie was the one that had all the time to do that. He's putting his players under pressure a little bit, rolling it to him. With Arsenal shirts very close.
Imbubu, Casemiro, now Dallo. Yobo, Delect. Atmosphere around Old Trafford is still positive. Any grumblings from home supporters have been behind. They realise the team are playing okay. Here's Gyökeres. Manchester United certainly wouldn't want to go 2-0 down. Cheers from the home supporters as Gyökeres leaves the ball behind him.
Yeah, just wanted to skip inside on the right foot to get the shot away, and just got stuck under his feet a little bit there, Gyökeres.
Well, if he wanted a stage to make his mark today, this is one of the best places to come. A statement it would be if Gyökeres could get on the score sheet in his Premier League debut. Bayern looking for Mateus Cunha. Barreling into the back of him was Gabriel. Free kick to Manchester United.
Gabriel's always struggling to get that, because that's a better ball from the goalkeeper. That's flatter. Just pinged into Cunha.
Not many teams play it long towards Saliba and Gabriel, but Manchester United have found some fruitful outcomes when they've done so today. Calafiori. It's not a good clearance at all. Bruno Fernandes gets it back from Mateus Cunha. Now in Bruno. A new name settling into the new surroundings as Gabriel clears, and Bruno Fernandes just a little bit late to the collision after the ball was away.
I think since we've got going, actually, starting the second half, there's been a lot of sloppy play from both teams. Nothing wrong with Gabriel, he's okay. I think everybody out there needs to tighten up, sharpen up a little bit all round. And both teams will be a little frustrated.
England coach Thomas Tuchel is here. I'm interested in the performance of Mason Mount, you'd imagine. Obviously Rice and Saka keeping an eye on Ben White too. Free kick to Manchester United. Casemiro, who sat deep today, doesn't quite have the legs to get up and down the pitch as he would have done earlier in his career, but he's kept a barrier in front of the back three.
Whole flurry of activity below us, Connor. Both teams sending lots of players out to get warm, and I think for Ruben Amorim in particular, he senses it's going flat. He can pick it up with a change. You can see Ahmad ready to go.
Amad Diallo, who scored his shootout penalty in the FA Cup against Arsenal in January. No Manchester United player scored more Premier League goals last season than him. And on he comes in place of Diogo. So this should add a little bit more attack to Manchester United's right-hand side. First tactical personnel change of the day.
Yep, and he always offers a positive threat, doesn't he, Amad Diallo? Just got to get the ball to him now. Let him have a little go at Calafiori on a yellow card.
It's a great first touch by Bruno Fernandes. Bruno's in pursuit of this. Gabriel puts his arm across him. Referee allowing play to continue. Gliding touch by Luke Shaw. Now Mateus Cunha driving on. Held into the tight corner by Saliba. It's really well Mateus Cunha, and he gets the free kick at the end of it. Manchester United's new number 10 was too hot to handle there.
Yeah. Just showed there actually Cunha how quick he is when he turned to receive that. This was that brilliant burst from Mbeumo. Gabriel gets back and felt he was wrestled to the ground a little bit there. The referee waved play on, but now Bruno's hit a couple of these free kicks into the first man at the near post. Got to make sure he gives one of those red shirts a chance.
Manchester United may be behind, but they're playing quite well, certainly compared to the standards of last season. Evidence of improvement, but they've got to make it count. Bruno Fernandes in on top of Raya. And that's what Bayern wished he did for the goal in the first half. Here's a man, first chance to impress. Dorgu. Mbeumo. Martinelli getting close to Dorgu. Mateus Cunha. Dorgu. Bruno Fernandes is going to try and keep this in play. Gyökeres was shielding, but it's gone for a goal kick. Strong fisted punch of the Spaniard.
Good work from the goalkeeper. Here you go. Whenever anybody is standing on top of you, the ball's in the air, and you're positive about going after it, you should always be favourite as a goalkeeper.
It was almost a carbon copy of the Arsenal goal.
Correct.
Mikel Arteta is quite incensed by that challenge of Bukayo Saka. The smile shared with Luke Shaw afterwards. They collided just as the ball went out of play. Margins are tight here. Arsenal on top, but got to stay there. 1-0, always a dangerous lead in the Premier League.
Oh yeah, can be wiped out in an instant, in a heartbeat, literally. I think the key for United is when they, and if Amorim, and I would definitely bring him on, Šeško.
Saka looked like he might have been offside. doesn't matter anyway the way Matthijs de Ligt has dealt with that. Play continues. Such a bright spot for Arsenal recent seasons, Bukayo Saka, but in the main, Manchester United have kept him quiet today. Here's Mbeumo. He'd love to raise the volume. Just slipped away from him. First error of the day for the new signing.
Yeah, that's poor. So, Mikel Arteta about to make a couple of changes.
Nani Madueke is coming on. We think Kai Havertz too. Here is Saka. Odegaard as a decoy, tries to take them all on. Declan Rice. Need a moment to steady himself, and he'll be disappointed not to have got that on target from there.
Yeah, he's been unusually quiet, actually, Declan Rice today. Hasn't been able to get involved perhaps as much as he would like.
So the double change for Arsenal. And it is Victor Gyökeres is going to be hooked. No debut goal for him. Player who at times was linked with the move here to Old Trafford over the summer before signing for Arsenal. Kai Havertz on in his place. Martinelli will be the one who steps out to allow Nani Madueke to come on for his Arsenal debut. Almost £50 million from Chelsea. Got 7 goals for Chelsea in all competitions last season.
Yeah, I think that was a good addition from Mikel Arteta in the summer. Nani Madueke made some really nice stuff at times for Chelsea last year. Found a little bit more cutting edge and a few goals to his game.
No goals yet for Manchester United today. No Manchester United player scored more than 8 times in the Premier League last season. Inggris Manchester remains on the bench for them now. Casemiro. Shaw. Dorgu to Matheus Cunha. Tackled well by Zubimendi. We've reached the hour mark at Old Trafford. Very important phase of the game coming up now.
United better in terms of their possession numbers, but now seriously getting David Raya involved enough. Got to try and work the Arsenal goalkeeper, get more balls in the 18-yard box, get more runners in there. Just got to up that tempo. Not easy as you're getting tired.
Bad. Mount. Dorgu hit the post in the first half. Madueke fouled, but he got it away. This is Kai Havertz. Declan Rice running hard ahead of him. Havertz held up by de Ligt. It's the sort of precision commitment that Manchester United need to see more of. Yoro. Great energy from Odegaard here. Tracking several opponents. Not allowing Manchester United an easy exit ramp. There's going to be quite a bit of a buzz around here because Ugarte's coming on, but so too Benjamin Šeško, the Slovenian.
Yeah, and that is going to give everybody a lift in Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim will be hoping he gives the rest of those boys out there a lift too.
Saka. Yoro, well positioned. Various reasons we believe He's going to be the player taken off to allow Šeško's arrival. Fiore comfortably in ahead of Mbumu.
As you would expect now, on such a hot day, really warm in Manchester today, on such a hot day, the game is getting quite stretched, so the fresh legs, they can get involved nice and early, can make the difference.
Many have come to Old Trafford today, specifically keen to see how Gyökeres and Šeško would get on. Gyökeres didn't record a shot, he didn't create a chance during his time on the pitch. We're about to see Šeško, this is Rice, stopped by De Ligt. Fernando Ugarte, who will come on in place of Casemiro in the midfield. Warm applause for the Brazilian who made several important interceptions and tackles today. But the biggest reward is for the arrival of the new number 30. 21 goals in all competitions for Leipzig last season. This is a transfer that Ruben Amorim really needs to work.
Yeah, he does. You're right. Got great attributes. Watched a fair bit of him last season. As I mentioned earlier, Connor, technically gifted that he's a giant of a man too, 6'5".
Still growing. It's only recently took 22. Down goes Kai Havertz. The free kick goes the other way. Simon Hooper, who's with a firm hand, in a game of much feist. Minutes to play. Manchester United yet to have a shot on target in the second half. They've got to improve on that.
Yeah. Both teams have been a little flat, to be honest. I think they're all feeling the effects of the conditions out there. But Arsenal have the lead. They have something to protect. United have to keep their foot to the floor and push.
De Ligt. Saliba. Awkward fall for Yoro, but he won the ball. Mbumu. Šeško denied a touch by a sliding Declan Rice. Dueke kept it in, but he can't keep possession. Mbumu. Bad. There's a threat here. Matheus Cunha calling for it on the edge. Zubimendi. Now, it came off his foot onto his arm.
It looked like he knocked it up onto his arm. It did.
Such proximity when it comes off their own body onto the arm is not penalised by the officials. The assistant referee, Paul Cheney, today did have a look at that, but they agree with the referee's call on the field. Shaw. Matheus Cunha. Dogu. Well tackled by Saliba. Dueke runs into Ugarte. Years of age, nothing but Dueke. This season, the joint best scoring campaign of his career so far. Looks to be offside there, he knew as well. quarter of this match to go. Cunha. That's the sort of points that convinced Manchester United to sign him. That was brilliant. Now, can they use it? Brian Mpumu! Ahmad! Mpumu! Couldn't get the shot away.
Oh, what a chance that was. Brilliant play from Cunha.
Bruno Fernandes, acrobatic! Brian Mpumu! That was close.
It was close indeed. Look at that touch, that was wonderful. Absolutely brilliant skill, and that's when he's at his best, when he's got 40 yards to travel into. Perfect ball for Mbumo. Kind of runs into the traffic, and then it's all getting caught under people's feet, and they just cannot get that shot away. United also now need to recognise in Šeško, they mentioned his size. Don't be afraid to put it in there. Can go on the overlap, you can hang balls up in the air now and expect him to at least really compete with Gabriel and Saliba.
Who had the best XG performance stats of the Premier League last season, used to carving out goals from opportunities that are not necessarily clear-cut, and he very nearly fashioned something there, all started by the magic of Matheus Cunha.
Cunha feels that Ben White is just taking the sting out of things just when United get a little bit of momentum.
Further reinforcements being prepared of a fullback nature. Miles Lewis Skelly. Mikel Arteta, it would appear, about to rotate his fullbacks. And White back up at his feet. And White, who missed 3.5 months last season after undergoing knee surgery. Timber, who scored against Manchester United last season, is going to come on at right back. And what a campaign it was for Arsenal's other substitute here, Miles Lewis Skelly. A breakthrough campaign for him. He will come on in place of the Italian Riccardo Calafiori, who departs the field with his goal separating the teams.
Yep. Again, because United have made changes, and Mikel Arteta responds, making sure he's got as much pace and fresh legs defensively as he can. I thought Ben White was pretty solid today. Calafiori, as you said, he's got a knack of making important, or having important moments in the opposing 18-yard box.
Also the yellow cards, Calafiori.
Indeed.
Only booking of the match, that might have been part of Mikel Arteta's calculations. Zubimendi. Real example there of what Mikel Arteta wants him to do. This is Kai Havertz against Dorgu. Timber. Nice touch go off there. A goal kick. Clock ticks on. Ruben Amorim still got time, but it's running out. Beaten in the air by Gabriel. Bruno Fernandes. Ugarte. Zubimendi again disrupting. Matheus Cunha. Pursued by Declan Rice. This is Dorgu. Šeško was in there. Mbumo! What a save! Brilliant header from Brian Mbumo. But David Raya, so alert. And on the Šeško. And I don't think his attempt was going at target, but Mbumo nearly got at the end of it as well.
Lovely play that from United. Good run from Dorgu. Did the right thing. Again, put it in the box. Clips in beautifully, doesn't he? And in Burma, Lewis Skelly just caught a little flat-footed, and it's a great header, but terrific pick-up off the floor that from the goalkeeper. Making sure he gets both hands on that, knocking that nicely wide. Really good stop.
Reactions rapid from David Raya there. Reflexes razor sharp.
Favouring United's second half, apart from that one at the top. Just got to keep going, keep believing. I think Cunha's look useful when he gets the ball now. He still looks like he's got plenty of power in those legs to travel across the ground. If they can find him just around the halfway line on the half turn, he's going to be difficult to stop. Got to keep going.
Šeško leading it to Gabriel. It's been brutalised. Free kick to Arsenal. Built up to this game, Shalib and Gabriel probably expecting they were going to play against Benjamin Šeško from the start today, so they'll have been ready for that element of it, the aerial physical battle. Timber. Worked as well against Havertz. This is Ugarte. Referee was right beside that and says no foul. Mateus Cunha. Just tried a little trick. He was off balance, Mateus Cunha. It wasn't a foul. Odegaard. Timber. Kept in by Havertz. Last touch off to left. Quarter of an hour of normal time to play.
Yeah, chances have been a real premium, haven't they, second half? Neither team really able to dominate the ball and apply enough pressure. It's just the odd little break here and there for both of these teams.
For Arsenal, the last few seasons have been a case of so near and yet so far. They've felt the silver brush of the title in their fingertips, but they've also watched it slip away. Ruben trying to get a firm grip. Fernandes. Mbumu. Ugarte did well against Odegaard. Now Ahmad. Comes around away kick. It's another attempt on target. But again, comfortable for Raya.
Yeah. Good feet from Ahmad there. Just no real sting in that shot. No problem for Raya.
Yoro. Regular feature last season from Ruben Amorim. Likes to make central defensive changes late in games. It would appear that Harry Maguire is going to be the next taxi off the rank.
Well, we know Harry Maguire can be useful. If you get wide free kicks, corners, he'll go in there after those. So Ruben Amorim will have that in mind as well.
Yoro. Ahmad. Yoro. Nervous around Old Trafford. Mbumu. Takes off out of kick, goes around him again. Subimendi miscues. Šeško tried to set it up for Mbumu. It's a nice round the world for Mateus Cunha. Now, Luke Shaw. Too close to Raya was Ahmad. Fouled there. As the ball came in, Lewis Skelly was close to him. Video assistant referee is going to have a look at that. In the meantime, play continues. We've seen some really nice touches from the Cunha today. But can they get the final product, Manchester United? Video assistant referee Paul Tierney has looked at the replays of that Ahmad incident in the penalty area, but the verdict is no penalty.
Yeah, I always thought the ball in was never going to favour Ahmad. It was going to be difficult whether or not he was checked a little bit or not.
Harry Maguire waits patiently to come on. His most recent goal was the late extra time winner in the Europa League quarter-final against Lyon here. Here's another look at the Ahmad shout.
Yeah, again, just think not really close enough to the ball and not to be taken seriously.
So Harry Maguire comes on in place of Luke Shaw. From Raya.
Yeah,
so we've had him for a foot long today.
It's a rarity from him, Connor, isn't it? Usually very neat and tidy.
Hammers. Down he goes. Harry Maguire's first involvement in the game is to present Arsenal with a free kick within shooting range.
Has to be a card, that, surely. I know Harry Maguire's literally just walked on, but Ugarte just lost his bearings there. Just knows exactly what he's doing. There's no way he's letting Kai Havertz go. Puts his arm across, that has to be a card. He gets away with one there, maybe just because he's literally just walked on the field.
I'm still preparing to change, presumably after this free kick. The goal that separates the teams came from a set piece in the first half. Could Arsenal wrap this up with another? It's off the wall. It's going to be a corner.
I think that had a lot to do. I don't think that was ever going to be able to come back enough to sneak inside the post, but they'll be happy to take the corner here, Arsenal.
And they step the nicest final action of the game because Mikel Merino is going to come on to replace him for these closing stages. 8 minutes plus the stoppages to go. Declan Rice departs, hoping his team have done enough here to secure 3 points on the opening weekend of the campaign. Mikel Merino, who got 9 goals last season in all competitions, often deployed as a central striker. Always a threat in the penalty area, particularly airily. From Saka, still in play. There's a foul of Ahmad by Miles Lewis-Skelly. For Timber, in fact. There's been improvements, but are they enough? Kelly, Delict, Havertz, Ahmad, the coach is coming on, Mateus Cunha, Brian Boomer, Mateus Cunha, alive still, Delict, Dorgu. Played by Odegaard, but not very far. This is Manuel Ugarte. One attack for Manchester United now. Yoro. Gotta be careful not to lose it there. Saka steals. Timber. Brought down by Dorgu. Yellow card coming.
Well played there, Jurrien Timber. Just see Ugarte roll the ball when he's got a chance to put the ball in the box, rolls it to Delict, then gives him it back, and they come across to Yoro, who eventually gets it caught under his feet. Arsenal intercepts and Timber draws the foul. Just think for United, when you've particularly midfield players, if you've got a chance to look up and clip something in the box to pick someone out, then you've got to take that option at this stage of the game.
Yellow card for Patrick Dorgu, Manchester United's first booking of the new campaign. There's been a yellow card just shown there to Gabriel. Not sure, was it Gabriel? Perhaps it was David Raya who got booked there for delaying taking the free kick. Gabriel complained, but we think David Raya was the one shown yellow. New 8-second rule introduced in the Premier League this season to ensure goalkeepers do not waste time. And Simon Hooper keen to impress on David Raya this opening weekend that it won't be tolerated to waste time over free kicks either. Lewis Skelly with the throw. Maguire's header. And again. Gabriel. There are only 4 minutes of normal time remaining now.
Yeah, a lot of tired legs out there. Really are. United just haven't been able to stretch and disturb that Arsenal back line enough, really. They've had those little flurries, 1 or 2 moments, but it's never been a spell where you fancied a goal is coming.
Manchester United's plan is going to be on pitch today. They started with a rhythm. Can they finish with one? Ugarte, moment to steady himself, but there was no composure on the shot, no menace.
No. It's a shame. That was a clipped ball from Lenny Yoro into Šeško, held it up well, dropped it back. Ugarte had plenty of time.
Are Arsenal about to make it 6 Premier League meetings with Manchester United unbeaten? There's been flashes, particularly Mateus Cunha, Brian Boomer, little moments. The chances chased away by an Arsenal team who've defended with discipline. Crucially, who took their chance when it came. Dorgu and Yoro both tried to kick together. Here's Šeško. Šeško's been on the field over 20 minutes now. Ahmad. Delict's made an interesting run here. Ahmad has spotted him. Delict. Down went Mateus Cunha. Now he's appealing that he was fouled on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Great run from De Ligt.
A Burma, Manchester United, hoping for a late surge here. Šeško. De Ligt. Dorgu. And it's Odegaard who hammers clear. Fortunately, the VAR did look at the appeals from Terry, but the referee's call on the field, no penalty. Euro out-muscling Saka, who's been quiet by his standards today. So Manchester United provide a late roar. Šeško jumping in front of Dorgu.
That clever run, wasn't it, there from De Ligt, and comes into Mateus Cunha. He's sort of immediately appealing for that. Don't really see enough in there. And when you see it from that angle, it's not direct contact from Saliba on the ball, is there? That angle, but would have been very surprised had it been given, to be honest.
Final 20 seconds of normal time. For many clubs, after a poor season finishing at the bottom half of the table, there would be positives to be taken from an improved performance, but this isn't any old club here at Old Trafford. This is Manchester United, and they'll be disappointed if this finishes in defeat at home today. Six minutes to go. That's brought a roar of encouragement. 6 minutes is always enough time. Julian Timber, who's picked up a yellow card, a late flurry after a game which had very few bookings for the first 75 minutes. But he joins Raya Calafiore. We think it's for time wasting. Timber, Odegaard. Arsenal just need to keep possession here to frustrate Manchester United. Havertz looks for comfort by the corner flag. That's clever though. Odegaard, is there an angle? Into the path of Saka. What a chance that was. Corner.
Great little scoop from Odegaard, wasn't it? Into Bukayo Saka. Clearly a deflection.
Really clever touch, really good defending from Matthijs de Ligt.
Brilliant challenge that.
Bukayo Saka has scored 3 goals against Manchester United in the past. Arsenal will take their time over this. Subimendi. Yellow card for the Arsenal substitute.
Yeah, that's careless, that is. Needed to sort that out quicker. Laboured it, got away from him, and that was unnecessary because this is now coming straight back into the box.
Maguire, an obvious target here. It's played right at him. It's a goal by Mikel Merino. Look here on the stadium, no one's heading towards the exits early. This stadium of all places so used to late dramatic goals. Lewis Skelly, acrobatic. Madueke. Havertz, foul surely by Ugarte. Midway through the 6 minutes that have been added on.
That's an unnecessary foul because it breaks the game up and it gives Arsenal a chance to get a breather and get organised. Stay on your feet there.
Arsenal have been the architects of some beautiful football in recent seasons. But beauty without the big prize has left the cabinet cold. Mikel Arteta hoping they can start fast this season and hoping his team can finish stronger. Šeško using his height. Goes mad. Couple of minutes to go. High and hopeful for Bruno Fernandes. Maguire underneath it. All sorts of pushing and tugging there. It was inside the penalty area. Manchester United fans and Harry Maguire looking towards the referee.
I think they've both got a grip of each other really there. Timber and Maguire. Kind of collapses into Gabriel. But Bruno Fernandes has one last chance to maybe give someone an opportunity.
Video assistant referee did look at that, but agrees, no penalty. This could be a last big chance.